Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations. Today I'm joining the Not2Shabby team for the January box of the month hop and giveaway. By using the hashtag N2S Better Together, you will be able to view all the creations made using the products that come in this collection. So let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the January box of the month. You'll receive 2 paper pads, the Somebody Loves Me and Best Friends. Both of these are 6x6 double-sided patterns. There are also 2 packages of ephemera, which match the pattern papers, and 3 stamp sets. I'm going to be creating a few projects this month using this kit, so you can get even more ideas for using the collection. I've gone ahead and selected 2 pattern papers from each of the paper pads for my Slimline cards, and I'm going to cut each of these diagonally to create the front of my card base. I am placing the pattern paper onto my paper trimmer so that 2 of the points line up with my cutting guide, and then I'm going to cut these from point to point. I have 2 pink heart pattern papers, a yellow heart pattern, and a floral. Now there are quite a few different patterns in the 2 paper pads, so feel free to choose any that you want to use for these 2 cards. Now I'm going to take these 2 floral pieces and cut them at 3 1/4 inches. I'm placing the square side towards the left side of my paper trimmer, and I'm cutting off the point of the triangle so that this measures 3 1/4 inch. I'm going to repeat this with the yellow pattern paper also. To build the card background, I've grabbed a piece of cardstock from my collection, and I'm placing these 2 floral pieces down onto the cardstock. There is going to be a little overlap there in the center, but as we add the embellishments, this is going to be covered up. I cut the papers this way so that they would fit a standard Slimline card. If I had just cut that pattern paper in half at 3 inches, these would not have been wide enough for the background. Now I'm going to bring in another one of those triangles that I cut, and I'm going to place it at the top of the card to make it almost look like an envelope. I did add some stitching to this with a sewing machine. If you follow me online, you're going to discover that I love adding stitching to my projects. I have centered that triangle onto my card base, and I'm going to trim off the excess using a paper trimmer. I have gone ahead and placed this all down on a white Slimline card base, and then I'm going to add some yellow roses from the Best Friends ephemera pack. I'm going to add 3 roses and a set of leaves on the right side of the triangle using some foam tape. As I add these, I'm going to make sure that I cover up that little overlap that occurred there at the base of the card. When all of the elements are in place, I decided to add a little pink butterfly. These butterflies have a beautiful watercolor look that I like. Off camera, I did stamp the sentiment onto some white cardstock using the BFF stamp. I'm going to cut a chevron into one end and then place this onto some pink pattern paper that I had left over after trimming one of the triangles. I'm going to trim this down to create a nice little frame around the sentiment, and then I'll set it to the right of the flowers. I'm going to finish off this card with a few white enamel dots, and the first card's complete. The second card background went together the same way. I used a pink cardstock for the base, added the yellow pattern paper, and the dark pink triangle in the center. The flowers I'm using this time are the pink roses from the ephemera pack. The 2 ephemera packs have quite a few floral elements in them. If you decide to make more than 2 cards, you're going to have a few other options when you're adding florals to these designs. After I added the floral pieces and the butterflies, I brought in a sentiment that I stamped and placed it to the right of the flowers. Once again, I added a few white enamel dots, and this card was complete. Here are the 2 cards I created using a few elements from that January box of the month. The Slimlines are a very simple project that you can make using paper pads, ephemera, and the stamp set. I hope that all of the projects created by the design team inspire you today. Don't forget to sign up for the giveaway using the link in the description below. If you have any questions about the project or supplies listed, feel free to leave me a comment. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.